Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jax on the channel, the Jaxster, and today we're going to make a bone meal. Well, it's a moss farm actually, not a bone meal farm. So we can get the items like what you can see back behind there. First thing that you can get from it is seeds, wheat seeds, and the flower and azalea, the moss carpet, the moss block, and then the azalea plant. And all those are kind of like saplings, the flowering and the regular azalea. You can grow those into trees. Kind of get a little build here, build a little house for it, and let me show you kind of how it works. You do need to build this in a chunk because of the redstone, otherwise you could have problems. So this is how you turn it on. But if we walk in, we put some bone meal in the chest so it can go down to the dispenser. We'll go ahead and turn it on real quick, and this is what you get: a bone meal farm. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it off real quick. Hey, closes the door too. That's awesome. If we jump around here to the storage, kind of see these are the items that you'll be getting, and that's kind of what the storage is going to look like. The hole for collection actually is 8x3. We're going to make it a little bit smaller than that. And so if you guys are interested, follow with me and I'll get the tutorial started and show you the materials and everything. Okay. All right, the first thing we need to do is we can look at the material list. Optional, you're going to need to put it in a chunk, and so I don't have the nautilus shell. You can get a nautilus shell or a rocket. Let's grab a rocket out. You can get that just by gunpowder and a sugar cane, which turns into paper. So a paper and a gunpowder gives you 3 rockets. And optional, you might want a composter in case there's items that you don't want from the build, like the wheat seeds or maybe the carpet or something. You can turn those back into bone meal by composting them. All right, so like I said, build this in a chunk. Get some of this technical stuff out of the way. The build is 11 wide by 13 deep. Take an aerial shot here. Kind of see the layout. The netherrack is the layout of the farm. That's 11 by 13, 11 wide, 13 deep. I went ahead and built some of the stuff so we can get started a little faster and the tutorial is not super long. You're going to hear me talk a little faster too. So at any time during the video, you can pause it or rewind it or whatever you need to do to get that done. We're going to be using glass and smooth stone blocks for the building blocks. And so yeah, let's get started with the items that you're going to need, materials for the build. You're going to need 2 sticky pistons. You're going to need 19 regular pistons, 2 observers, 3 redstone blocks. 2 of those are going to be used to power the rails. You need at least 2. You could get 3 would be better if you had 3, but you could 2 would work. 8 regular rails, 19 hoppers, 64 redstone dust, about a stack. That stack should be enough to make these blocks too that you'll need. 5 redstone repeaters, a lever, 2 minecart hoppers, a dispenser, 2 water buckets to make a source for water, as we'll waterlog our pistons, 2 lava buckets for source. You could need up to 4 total, or 8 total if you want a source block for each of the pistons if we're going to waterlog to make our stone generator. We are going to start out with some stone, so if you have any extra, that'd be great to start with those. That makes it easier to place all the redstone and stuff. At least 1 block or 1 stack of bone meal to get the farm going, and then however minutes you want. And then we're going to need 3 chests, 10 obsidian, not 12, about a stack of glass, stack of building blocks, and 1 moss block to use the farm. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this, get our items that we need to get started with. First thing we're going to do, since we already have some of it laid out, is we get our regular pistons. Again, let me show you the aerial view here. Okay, let's get our pistons going. So we're going to place 2 here. These are going to be our stone generating pistons, and then they'd be facing into the stone. And this is kind of like where the stone generating is going to happen, except for these 3 blocks here. Okay, but go ahead and put down regular stone there too. Come back here. We're going to need to get 4 more pistons here. All right. And then you can place your moss block here in the center. So if you look at these, you count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same way on the other side. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Behind that moss block is your dispenser. Next, let's grab our hoppers and let's face those into that. So it'll be an easy way to be able to, actually we're gonna, I think we stop a little bit early. So let me go back here and check real quick. No, we come all the way back between the pistons. Okay. Just want to make sure. And then we'll put one of our chests. So we'll come up one and we'll take one of our chests. And not that. I was thinking something else, guys. I didn't show you what the rocket's for. If you put that in your offhand, I'll leave a resource pack in the description if you grab it and you install it and you put the rocket or nautilus shell in your offhand and go into second person or third person, you can see chunk layouts. That'll help you a lot. If you're interested on a video on that resource pack, let me know. The guy that is kind of over it, Mad Hatter, he's done a pretty good overview of the resource pack, but let me know and we can get a video out if you need to. All right, so let's switch back to first person. Let's get that out of my hand just for the tutorial. So this is kind of where we're at right now. So we're kind of our first layer plus our bone mill filling up section. All right, so let's go with our next row of pistons. So we'll skip one block and we're going to have 5 on this side. This side's going to be a little bit different. We're going to come out one block, piston here, piston here, piston here. And then in the center, we're going to have one regular piston here, another piston right here, and that's going to be cleaning off the moss block. From there, let's get a regular building block, place behind it. Next, let's place a placeholder block there, redstone block on top of that. And then we're going to need a couple more building blocks just to use for placers. Break the center one, and we'll put our first sticky piston here. Break that. And so this is kind of where we're at now, guys. So you want to take a screenshot of it or pause the video or whatever. Okay, next, let's get ready to place our lava. Actually, we need to waterlog our pistons for the stone generator itself. We'll get those covered. All 8 of those, there's 8 total that needs to be covered. Next, let's grab some glass and we're going to cover up these blocks. Go ahead and put one there also. I think we can put one there, here, 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 and here. And then we'll place one here too in between these pistons. Okay, another one here so the water don't come out, or the lava don't come out, sorry. All right, so next we can place our lava. If you only have one source for each side, 2 lava buckets, we're just going to place that in the middle. Having the stone here already makes this a lot easier. If you didn't have the stone there, go ahead and place a block there. But as you can see, the water would flow out. We put these down. Let's go ahead and break that one too. And you'll see that turn to stone. There we go. And for some reason, that one's not flowing on this side. Let's go ahead and place that again. You get that problem, you can just replace it like that. Pick it up and replace it. Okay, on the side, we're going to be facing the glass and placing it. Let it spread out. This is where you could have your stone generators generating cobble. If that happens, you can run a cycle of the farm and then command break those out. That's why it's important to make sure you build it in chunks so you have less issues with that kind of thing. All right. Next, let's go ahead and put some glass here. All right. So if we take an area view again, there you go. You can kind of see what it looks like. Next, we're going to get started with our redstone. Okay. I've already got started with our clock. As you can see, when you click it on, it starts generating a redstone signal, pulsing on and off. So to build that, you just build 2 blocks up, building blocks, put your lever on front. This is a sticky piston, and then you would want to have, we'll just do this real quick. Place those blocks, and then from the front, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then place down 2 blocks. All right, and then come into this block here, break it, place your first observer here so that it's looking like that. And then we'll put our placer block back so you didn't have to break that. And then break this block. Click that, place that block down, your observer facing, so they should be facing each other. Next, we'll break that one. Come up here, and we want to use our first repeater. Let's grab our redstone dust. So coming out of that, we want a repeater to boost the signal. Redstone dust, 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 and then we go up to our first piston. I actually like to change this one out to solid block. Should work with the glass too, but just for knowing where things are at and everything, I think it makes more sense. Okay, so next we'll come over dust, dust. We'll come up here. We'll go across these 2 pistons. Next, we're going to need to make a T out of our building blocks. And so we'll come out like this. Okay, we have it just like that. Then we'll place a redstone repeater here. You may need to adjust this depending on your timing and everything, if you got server lag or realm lag or world lag. So then we're coming across and going down and making sure we got these pistons done. Okay. And then we need to come over here. Then we're going to boost our signal with a repeater and come over here and do these 4 pistons like that. And then we're going to carry our redstone around and do a repeater. Actually, we want our repeater right here. So when we come down off here, first repeater here, and then coming over, we'll get these pistons. Come around the corner. I want this to be a solid block also. And then we're going to have a repeater going into it. And then redstone dust to get here. And then we're done with our redstone, guys. So let's take a look at it so you can see it. We're almost done. We got the hard parts done, really. Okay. So that's the farm, basically, other than the storage. So if we come down here to the storage, after you already got all this dug out, one thing you do want to make sure you're aware of, do not place minecart hopper right here, or a hopper, because if you do, it's going to suck the bone meal out, and that's going to defeat the farm itself to start out with. So let's break that. Let's grab our hoppers and start a line that's going into the chest. And we're just going to come all the way down, not there. All right, so you can see they're all going into here. Next, we want 4 more to be facing into the line. And this is going to take care of this section up here, this 2 by 3. Okay, break this block over here. Place down a redstone block. Now let's get our rails out. We're getting through the farm fast, guys. So at any time you needed to pause this, go ahead and pause. All right, so let's get our first block here, our rail. Let's place it here. We're going to just do the 2 rails probably. And then what you do is face these blocks and it'll place the rail down on it. Here we're going to do a shift and place it. And then we'll grab our first minecart. Place it down. Give it a start. Okay, next we need to get items off of this moss block underneath it. So we'll have another hopper going into here. And then we need a hopper here, here, to get this 2 by 3 section here. Okay? And you just need to make sure they're all facing in there. You could throw items in there as you go and make sure they get in here to make sure it's working and everything. All right, so now let's break this block out and put the redstone block here. If you did want the second rail I was talking about, we can go ahead. We'll place it too, just to show you. Here, I'm going to go, we'll have to shift, or we can aim at this one. And then we'll need to shift here, and then we can aim here, here. We can put our powered rail here. We can aim here. And then let's put our last powered rail here, 3. If you didn't want, don't use 2, don't use this one here. And then you can save an extra block. So we place this, and then that powers that rail. And then we need to put our next and last minecart hopper down here, and then just push on it. If you have a problem with it like that, break this block and then push it. If not, you just break it. It'll come back down here. They don't break apart now. They stay as one unit. So we can just place our minecart hopper back down here, and then place our redstone block back, and then push. And then you have these two going. Shouldn't have any problems as long as you build this in a chunk. If you build this and these are off in a chunk, they could stop, okay, or even disappear. All right, so that gets us going. That gets our inventory. So let's come up here and put some bone meal in the farm. It's going to run down into the dispenser. I'm going to show you where to place some glass real quick. So we come across those two openings here, come across the piston in here, and then against here. These 3 blocks here, we can go here and here too. That's going to stop the items from popping out. You do this area right here, you could have some items pop out too as the farm runs, because it runs in a really high cycle. All right, so let's go ahead and start it. And as you can see, we get a working farm. If you had problems where this was blocking the moss block at the same time this was coming down, you would just adjust your timing here on this repeater here. If you had more problems, you might have to come back here and adjust the timing on these here too. So, but the way this works, guys, the stone generator right here, we got a cobblestone. So if you do get that, don't worry about it, because you can see it's pushing back and forth. So we should still be efficient enough to be able to keep generating items. After it runs through the cycle, you could run maybe 1 to 3 stacks through here before you do it. You want to come back over here, turn it off, and check and see where you might have some cobblestone. You can just break the block. I'm going to break that. Don't worry about replacing it with anything, because when you run this stone generator, it'll redo it. All right, same here. Break that one. So you could set this up so it works for you, okay? All right, guys, that's kind of the problems. If you have any other questions or anything, leave them down in the comments section. If you have suggestions, like I said, problems or anything like that, leave them down in the comments, and I'll get back with you. Sorry, this is a long video, but it's what it takes to make this kind of farm. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.